Okay, the mayor's called the meeting to order. On the roll call, Councilmember Aloya.
Here.
Councilmember Calandrillo.
Here.
Councilmember Aaron Delaney.
Here.
Deputy Mayor Joseph Delaney.
Here.
Mayor Rigoloso.
Here.
That's 5 ayes, which means a quorum is present for this regular meeting of the Garfield City Council, which is being held today, which is Tuesday, September 10th, 2019. This regular meeting is being held in accordance with provisions of the Open Public Meetings Act. An adequate notice has been provided by mail, facsimile, and email to the official city newspapers and to other interested parties, and by posting the meeting notice on the bulletin boards in City Hall. Ladies and gentlemen, let us introduce to act as master of ceremonies for the evening, City Manager Thomas J. Dutch, and let's give him a nice warm welcome.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome. Welcome to the swearing-in ceremony this evening. We are so happy that so many of you were able to join us. At this time, it gives me great honor to call upon Police Chief Raymond Kovach to call his department to order and to enter the council chamber. Chief Kovach.
Department, attention. Lord, march.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. And at this time, we will ask Police Chief Raymond Kovach to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Department, attention. Present arms. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing. At this time, it gives me great pleasure to call up Pastor Arthur Bryant of Friendship Baptist Church, who will offer for us a special invocation. Pastor Bryant is an outstanding member of our community, has assisted us in many, many civic causes, and he's a great religious leader. Pastor Arthur Bryant.
Let us pray. Eternal God, our Father, we come tonight to say thank you. We thank you, God, because without you, we would not be able to be here. And as we come tonight, we pray for these families, these officers, and the new officers that will be sworn in. We pray, God, for your divine protection as they decide to give their life for this community. So now bless them, protect them, guide them, shield them. That God, they will do the work that you've called them to do. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Thank you, Pastor Bryant. Ladies and gentlemen, you may be seated. I would like to begin this evening by first thanking the governing body. We would not be here if the governing body did not support the budget that I presented. The budget that I presented this year called for us to introduce, to hire 5 new cadets. They went to the academy, they excelled. We're proud to be here this evening to recognize them and to formally swear them in before their families. The governing body supported the budget. They support just about everything that we ask for in terms of the police department. We have to watch how we manage our money, but I think that the governing body does a good job, and I would like to just thank them publicly for their support of our police department. So at this time, I'm going to ask our 5 newest cadets to come up to the front. And I want you to take notice of our class. We have 3 women police officers at present. We have a class of 5, and of the 5, we have 3 more women police officers. So congratulations to them. So, I would first like to call on Andre Jaros to come forward with his family to be sworn in. All right, Andre, please raise your right hand. Place your left hand on the Bible and repeat after me. I, Andre F. Jaros,
I, Andre Jaros,
solemnly swear
solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
that I will bear true faith
that I will bear true faith
and allegiance to the same
and allegiance to the same,
and to the governments established in the United States
and the government established in the United States
and in this state,
and in this state,
under the authority of the people.
under the authority of the people.
I state your name.
I, Andre Jaros,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully,
that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly
and justly
perform all the duties
perform all the duties
of the office of police officer
of the office of police officer
of the Garfield Police Department
of the Garfield Police Department
according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my ability,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations. Long time no see.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Congratulations, best of luck.
Thank you. Congratulations. Thank you very much.
Went to school.
Next, Officer Marlene Martinez. I'm sorry, Officer Martinez. Please step forward and your family. We have everybody? Yes. Okay. I state your name.
I, Marlene Martinez,
Solemnly swear
solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
that I will bear true faith
that I will bear true faith
and allegiance to the same,
and allegiance to the same,
and to the governments established in the United States
and to the governments established in the United States
and in this state,
and in this state,
under the authority of the people.
under the authority of the people.
I state your name.
I, Marlene Martinez,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully,
that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly
and justly
perform all the duties
perform all the duties
of the office of police officer
of the office of police officer
of the Garfield Police Department
of the Garfield Police Department
according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my ability,
so help me God.
so help me God.
I wish you were about a lot.
Congratulations. Best of luck.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Excellent. Look at his smile.
Congratulations.
Next, Officer Elizabeth Mosca. Left hand on the Bible. Raise your right hand. I state your name.
I, Elizabeth Moscow,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
that I will bear true faith
that I will bear true faith
and allegiance to the same,
and allegiance to the same,
and to the governments established in the United States
and to the governments established in the United States
and in this state,
and in this state,
under the authority of the people.
under the authority of the people.
I state your name.
I, Elizabeth Moscow,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully,
that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly
and justly
perform all the duties
perform all the duties
of the office of police officer
of the office of police officer
of the Garfield Police Department
of the Garfield Police Department
according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my ability,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Whatever, dog.
Congratulations, best of luck.
Next, Officer Anthony Pizzi. I state your name.
I, Anthony Pizzi,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
that I will bear true faith
that I will bear true faith
and allegiance to the same,
and allegiance to the same,
and to the governments established in the United States
and to the governments established in the United States
and in this state,
and in this state,
under the authority of the people.
under the authority of the people.
I
I, Anthony Pizzi,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully,
that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly
and justly
perform all the duties
perform all the duties
of the office of police
of
officer
the office of police officer
of the Garfield Police Department
of the Garfield Police Department
according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my ability,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations, best of luck.
Best of luck.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Last one. All right. Write them up, chief.
Wait, all right.
Yeah.
Now, Officer Fiorella Zapata. I state your name.
I, Elizabeth Zapata,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
that I will bear true faith
that I will bear true faith
and allegiance to the same,
and allegiance to the same,
and to the governments established in the United States
and to the government established in the United States
and in this state,
and in this state,
under the authority of the people.
under the authority of the people.
I state your name.
I, Elizabeth Zapata,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully,
that I will bear
impartially, and justly
and justly
perform all the duties of the office of police officer of the Garfield Police Department according to the best of my ability, so help me God.
Congratulations. Best of luck.
Congratulations. Best of luck.
Great job. Watch those things. Throw them in. Congratulations.
So since I've become the city manager, it's about 16 years. This will be 47 officers that have been appointed and sworn in since that time that I came here. That's always been with the support of the governing body. I meet with all the cadets. This is not just simply you take a test and you get in. You take a test, you are interviewed by the chief, you're interviewed by his personnel, you're interviewed by me, and then the decision is made as to who will be hired. The officers that are here tonight that have been sworn in, and all the officers that you see, most of them have gone through that interview process. And all of them are exceptional officers. So I would like to thank the entire department at this time. So when you talk about a police department, you have to talk about leadership. Leadership is experience, it's wisdom, it's knowledge, it's street smarts, it's understanding the public, it's really wanting to serve. We have some great people who will become leaders of the department tonight. The first one will be Lieutenant Richard Urim, who will be made captain. Richard was born to his parents, Joyce and the late Richard, who passed away in 1990. He has one sister, Sharon. He is the world's most proud uncle to Sarah, Darren, and Lucy. Richard graduated from Bergen County Vocational and Technical High School in 1989 and was a member of the National Honor Society. From 1996 to 2007, he was a volunteer firefighter for Company 2 and held several elected positions. In 1999, he attended the Bergen County Police Academy and graduated from class number 82, becoming a police officer. In 2000, he received an associate's degree in business management from Bergen Community College. In 2001, he became a certified bicycle officer and warrant officer. In 2003, he received a bachelor's degree in criminal justice from Jersey City University, graduating with honors. From 2004 to the present, he has been an assistant coordinator for Garfield's Office of Emergency Management. September 11, 2007, he was promoted to sergeant and was assigned to the patrol division, and also became the department's terminal agency coordinator and IT officer. In August 2008, he became detective sergeant and was assigned to the Detective Bureau as a supervisor, VICAP coordinator, and also handled Freedom of Information requests. He was assigned to internal affairs investigations, Megan's Law investigations, asset forfeiture, and body armor replacement. In 2012, he attended 10 weeks of leadership and physical training at the FBI National Academy in Quantico, Virginia, graduating in session 249. In 2013, he became a certified open water scuba diver and quite frequently dives in Turks and Caicos. Better than the Passaic River. January 1st, 2014, he was promoted to detective lieutenant and became the internal affairs commander in 2016. And he was part of the body-worn camera program initiative for our police department. In 2018, he became a certified, accredited command executive. In 2019, he graduated from Fairleigh Dickinson University with a master's degree in administrative science. In July 2019, he became the Criminal Investigative Division Commander, overseeing the Detective Bureau, the Juvenile Bureau, the Quality of Life Bureau, and the Records Bureau. He is the department's public information officer. Throughout his career, he has received an Exceptional Duty Medal, 1 Life-Saving Medal, 3 Honorable Service Medals, 5 CPR saves, 1 defibrillator save, and DWI Award, Bergen County 200 Club Life Saving Award, and several others. This is a man who has earned promotion to captain. Ladies and gentlemen, Captain Richard Jones. Left hand on the Bible, raise your right hand. You want to come on this side? That's where everybody comes. Ready?
Yep.
I state your name.
I, Richard Uren,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
that I will bear true faith
and I will bear true faith
and allegiance to the same
and allegiance to the same,
and to the governments established in the United States
and to the governments established in the United
and
States
in this state
and in this state,
under the authority of the people.
under the authority of the people.
I state your name.
I, Richard Uren,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully,
that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly
and justly
perform all the duties
perform all the duties
of the office of captain
of the office of captain
of the Garfield Police
of the
Department
Garfield Police Department
according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my ability,
so help me God.
so help me God.
I believe these are yours. Yes.
It came off.
Thank you, thank you.
Very long and well deserved.
Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to introduce at this time, soon to be Captain, Lieutenant Joseph Marsh. Joseph was born on January 9th, 1977, and adopted by his parents, Dolores and Richard. Mrs. Marsh is here in the front row. She was my BSCS biology teacher in Garfield High School. Glad to have you here, Mrs. Marsh. He has one brother, Lieutenant Michael Marsh. He is married to his beautiful wife, Kimberly, and together they have 2 children, Joseph, 12, and Gabriella, 9. Joseph attended Garfield High School and graduated in 1995. He began his service to the city of Garfield in 1993 with the Garfield Volunteer Ambulance Corps and continued to serve the city when he joined Garfield Fire Company 5 in 1995. Joseph continued to serve with Company 5 until 2003, and during his tenure, he attained the rank of lieutenant. Joseph began his law enforcement career on February 1, 2000, and attended the Bergen County Police Academy Basic Police Recruit Class number 84, following in the footsteps of his late uncle, Captain Stephen Sabo of the Garfield Police Department. his cousin, retired Captain Steve Sabo of the Englewood Police Department, and his brother, Lieutenant Michael Marsh. Upon the completion of the police academy, Joseph was assigned to the patrol division as a patrol officer from June 24, 2000 until September 11, 2007, when he was promoted to the rank of sergeant. In 2007, Joseph was also designated as the department's gang intelligence officer and acted as a liaison to the Bergen County Prosecutor's Office Gang Task Force. In 2008, he was assigned to the department's Quality of Life Unit, where he conducted narcotics and gang investigations until 2010. In 2013, Joseph was chosen to become a firearms and taser instructor. Joseph also created the City of Garfield ICAM program, which is a public sector, private sector initiative that allows residents and businesses to register their cameras with the city in order to provide our police officers with camera locations that assist us in investigations. On January 1st, 2014, Joseph was promoted to the rank of lieutenant and assigned to the midnight shift as the tour commander. One of the reasons I sleep well at night. In 2017, he was selected to become an active shooter instructor. He was also certified by Louisiana State University and Texas State University as an active shooter instructor. Throughout his career, Joseph has received commendations for exceptional duty, meritorious service, defibrillation saves, and Mothers Against Drunk Driving DWI Enforcement Award. When Joseph is not serving the residents of the city, he enjoys spending time with his family, as well as volunteering as the safety officer and coach for the Elmwood Park Little League. He also enjoys spending time coaching his son Joseph's baseball teams, as well as continuing to play baseball for the Riverside Vets Baseball Club. Coming from a long line of police officers, son-in-law of former Chief Robert Andrezzi, ladies and gentlemen, our new captain, Joseph Marsh. I state your name.
I, Joseph Marsh,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
that I will bear true faith
that I will bear true faith
and allegiance to the same,
and allegiance to the same,
and to the governments established in the United States
and to the governments established in the United States
and in this state
and in this state,
under the authority of the people.
under the authority of the people.
I
I, Joseph Marsh,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully,
that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly
and justly
perform all the duties
perform all the duties
of the office of
of
captain
the office of captain
of the Garfield Police Department
of the Garfield Police Department
according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my ability.
so help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Ladies and gentlemen, our final appointment this evening is a promotion from sergeant to lieutenant. It is my honor to promote Sergeant Gerald Wish Jr. to lieutenant. Gerald was born on May 12, 1984, and is the youngest child of his parents, Gerald Sr. and Elaine. He grew up in Garfield, where he attended Garfield High School, graduating in 2003. After high school, he attended Montclair State University, where he obtained a bachelor's degree in criminal justice. He was hired by the city of Garfield in 2006, and upon graduating the Bergen County Police Academy, served as an officer in the patrol division. In 2015, Gerald was promoted to the rank of sergeant, where he served as line supervisor within the patrol division. Since becoming a sergeant, he has studied law enforcement management in such areas as over-specialization, trial and error, delegation, and following up. In his free time, Gerald enjoys spending time with his fiancée, Carol, and their 2-year-old daughter, Violetta. They can often be seen doing yard work together or enjoying the summer weather swimming. Gerald also enjoys spending time with his sisters, Sarah and Lisa, his brother-in-laws, Tom and Matt, and his nephews, Colin, Nico, and Dante. Upon promotion to lieutenant, Gerald will continue his work as the tour commander of the Patrol Division afternoon shift. Ladies and gentlemen, Lieutenant Gerald Wish Jr. I state your name.
I, Gerald Wish,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
that I will bear true faith
that I will bear true faith
and allegiance to the same,
and allegiance to the same,
and to the governments established in the United States
and to the governments established in the United States
and in this state,
and in this state,
under the authority of the people.
under the authority of the people.
I
I, Gerald Wish,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully,
that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly
and justly
perform all the duties
perform all the duties
of the office of lieutenant
of the office of lieutenant
of the Garfield Police Department
of the Garfield Police Department
according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my ability.
so help me God.
So help me God.
Tom. So we can take a picture. Oh, they're out, thank you. Yeah.
A police department has to have strong leadership. So tonight we moved some people up the ranks. But I'm proud to say that I was able to appoint Raymond Kovach, our police chief. He's doing an exceptional job. It is my honor at this time to call upon Chief Kovach to address his department, and you. Chief Raymond Cobra.
Well, we've done an awful lot of clapping here this evening, but what we really have to do is to honor our mayor, our council, and our city manager, because what they do for us shows that they are committed to the officers and members of our Garfield Police Department, and they are committed to you, the public, okay, in everything they do. They support us 150%, and I want to thank them for that. Now I would like to take a moment to publicly thank all of my officers for their support and dedication to this community and our agency. Without them, I'm nothing, and my bosses are nothing. The boots on the ground, in the street, okay, are the people that make the difference day in and day out. And I respect that, and I thank you for that. I ask them that they perform their job with the highest level of professionalism each day they wear the uniform. This department has been extremely busy, and it is a very demanding job on each and every one of my personnel as they perform the duties. We have been working very hard to hire the right people and then to train them for success. We strive to have a highly skilled department ready to serve our residents through times of need with courtesy and respect. Today, we open a new chapter for our department by welcoming our 5 newest additions to the Garfield Police Department. Our newest officers have recently graduated from the Bergen County Police Academy, and they are currently working through our field training program. The program pairs each of them with a senior police officer during every shift that they work for 3 months after graduation from the academy. It is not an easy job, and we work hard to continue to build the foundation that they began at the Bergen County Police Academy this past year. In today's times, most people are quick to criticize us when our officers fall short of their expectation. We constantly ask our people to do better, and we work to take pride in the profession that we all chose. I am sure these new officers and promotions this evening will help lift all of our officers' pride in their service to this community. I would like to publicly thank our mayor and council again, along with the city manager, Thomas Dutch, for providing us with these men and women to help us make them into the leaders of tomorrow. They are always working to do their part to increase all aspects of public safety. They have always given us the support that we need to change with the times, and that is evidenced in our new police headquarters that is soon to be completed. The new headquarters, which we are all very proud of, will be a state-of-the-art facility that has been designed and built to serve our law enforcement needs in tomorrow's times. Our city officials have worked very hard to bring this new public building to reality. We are all very excited and extremely grateful for the opportunity to serve our community while having the luxury of the latest technology to assist us in our mission. Each and every one of us have worked very hard over the last several years to make improvements in all aspects of our agency. All of our officers and these newly promoted supervisors will be tasked to continue to work to advance the Garfield Police Department and to serve the citizens that they encounter with respect, fairness, and compassion. I welcome each of our newly graduated officers into the Garfield Police Department and my 3 supervisors into their new leadership positions. You have my support and my best wishes for success in your careers with the Garfield Police Department. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, it gives me great pleasure to turn the program back over to our mayor for comments by our governing body. Mayor.
Well, congratulations, everybody. At this time, I'm going to open it up to our council comments. Councilman Loya, please.
Thank you, Mayor. Quickly, one, to the chief, congratulations, chief, because it's leadership that makes everything happen well. I commend you for the outstanding work the Garfield Police Department does under your leadership. To Richie and Joe becoming captains, I congratulate both of you for being part and making the commitment that you've made to stay with the town, lead us, and continue to keep Garfield safe. Gerald, where are you? I know you're here somewhere. Everybody's wearing the same outfit. There you are. When you're a politician, you start to sweat when you see all these cops. I congratulate you in becoming a lieutenant. I think that we all need to remember how difficult it really is out there on the street. And the fact that you have people willing to take chief, captain, lieutenant, and have an added responsibility is probably one of the things that we really let fly by at times, because it looks like you're getting something. No, it's what they give. That's the key. To our new cadets, to our new police officers, I congratulate you, and I only ask two things. One, and that's that you respect our citizens and the law. Two, that we all respect you and you get to retire happy 25, 30 years from now. God bless you, be safe, and thank you for making your commitment to Garfield. I congratulate you.
Councilman Calandrella.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. I just want to say it's good to see Chief Amos in the back and Chief Andrezzi here. They gave a lot to our department, a lot of years of service, and it's always great to see them back in City Hall. Jerry Wish, Lieutenant Wish, I remember when you came out of the academy and you set the record, I believe, for the quickest in the, what was it? The Ironman competition. And you know what? And already, you being a lieutenant, it just makes me feel old and makes me wonder where the years go, but I want to congratulate you. Mrs. Marsh, Mr. and Mrs. Andrezzi, and Joey, your whole family, congratulations. Young Joey, I'm going to say young Joey because I looked at his son and I said, that's him many years ago. I met Captain Marsh when I coached football. He came as a young Garfield Junior Boilermaker. He was a lineman, and much like, Mr. Dutch said, that he sleeps comfortably because he was in charge of the shift. The night shift. And guess what? We rested easily knowing that he was going to block for our kids. So things have not changed, Joe. You always have done what you're supposed to do, and I want to congratulate you. And Ms. Marsh, you were also my science teacher. So I want to thank you for that, and class advisor. And Rich Urim, I'm happy to see you back in action. I see you every so often walking, and I would be walking and comparing notes on how we're doing with that. And it's good to see you, Captain. You're a good man for that position, and I wish you the best. And Joyce, congratulations to you and your family. I see the pride in their faces with your accomplishment. And to all our young officers, I remember a councilwoman by the name of Jaros, probably not related, and also Moscow. There was a council person that's Stanley Moscow. But to all of you, Mr. Jaros, Ms. Martinez, Ms. Moscow, Mr. Pizzi, and Mrs. Potter, Ms. Moscow, I'm sorry. I want to congratulate you. It's a great accomplishment to see such have more females on the force. It just shows that Garfield has a great effort in doing what we need in our community. And since the last, say, 7 years, I've never seen such a great turnover and a number of retirees, since the Christie years. And it's good to see that we have a lot of experience with a lot of dedicated young officers. So I wish you the greatest career, be safe, and I am aware that it's a very challenging, it's a challenging job. And it's not just, I think Garfield, actually, we're doing a lot better than most of the country. So I wish you the best. And with that, we're voting on this, or is it just,
No, just
comments? Okay, thank you. Thank you, Mayor.
You're welcome. Councilwoman Delaney.
Yes, to our new cadets, I just want to say congratulations and welcome to this already amazing family that we have here within our Garfield Police Department, led by our great chief, and within our city, led by our great city manager, Tom Dutch. And I, too, am so happy to see that 3 of the 5 cadets are female. My favorite shirt that I've been wearing this summer that's been getting a lot of attention is "The Future is Female," and it certainly is. We were privileged to have a walkthrough of the new police department, and judging by the size of the female locker room, I think we may need to expand that down the road. But again, congratulations. And to those that were promoted this evening to lieutenant and captain, I just want to say, the harder you work for something, the greater you'll feel when you achieve it. And you certainly achieved it here tonight, and it's so very well deserved. I can't think of 3 more that deserve it. Maybe my brother down the road, but I'm a little biased. But, there's so many people here this evening, your beautiful friends and family, and it's just so refreshing and honoring to see the pride that they're exuding. And I want to note, too, that I'm sure that we all have someone that we wish could be here this evening, but unfortunately can't, and they're watching all of you from above, and I know that they're watching with just as much pride as those of us here. And I know that they'll watch and protect you as you protect and serve our community, our residents, your families. And again, thank you to your families for sharing your wonderful sons, husbands, wives, sisters, mothers with us here in Garfield. Congratulations.
Deputy Mayor Delaney.
To make it short like usual. First of all, I wore the purple tie tonight, not because it makes me look good, which it does, Mario, but see, purple is Garfield's colors. Right before the meeting here tonight, we had a few hundred students coming in looking to try to get a field across the street, and you felt being proud, everybody just wearing purple. I wore purple because I'm proud to live in the city of Garfield. And one of the reasons why I'm so proud is because of our police department. There isn't a better police department, I believe, in the state of New Jersey. And from the chief on down to the new cadets, you do a great job. And I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for every day putting your life on the lines for us, for the city of Garfield. We swore in the 5 new cadets, and you're no longer cadets, you're police officers, on the eve before September 11th. That's pretty, coincidental, but September 11th, a few years back, it's when our first responders put their lives on the line. Everybody ran in when people were running out. And this is what we have here. So coincidence, I don't believe so. You guys are the backbone of the city, guys and ladies. For the new police officers, I seen your families up here when they were holding the Bible, the kids, and you know what? I seen the proudness of you. We're always proud of our children no matter what they do, no matter what. But sometimes they just give you that little extra boost, like tonight, and feel that way always. My son's a police officer, and I'm always proud of him, sometimes. But it's a moment, cherish that moment. To our promotions, Jerry Wish, great job, Jerry. Councilman Calangelo mentioned that he's the Ironman champion. Well, you know why? Because his old man chased him around the block every single day growing up. And that's how he became a track star in the city of Garfield. He was supposed to take over the family business of delivering oil, But but the old man drove the business to the ground by the time he got too old. It was no longer a moneymaker. So he decided on being a cop. But Jerry, you made the right decision. Joey Marsh. Joe, you come from a long line of fantastic family members. You're actually Mike's boss. Right? Tell Mike, hey, I'm your boss, Mike. That's right, pal. Call him lieutenant. Make him call you captain tonight. That's right. Don't say it now. Say it to him. Hey, lieutenant. Don't be shy. To your mom and to your father-in-law and the family. Chief, my father always had so many good things to say about you, Chief. I know. and Chief, and you always kept it up. You've always been a great person, great cop. And I'm sure you brought it down to Joey. To our captain, Rich Urim. Now Richie's a unique person. But, everybody knows Richie. I like to hear some more stories about Turk and Caicos. And I'm sure there's a lot more than diving. And but Richie's always been watching over his neighbor, Paul Houlis. Now, do you know what a job that is? Anybody know Paul Houlis? Paul, stand up, Paul. No. But yeah, turn around, look at him in the purple shirt. Now, that alone should make him chief, watching over Paul Houlis. And we all know Richie from his mom taking in homeless cats. And his mom's been doing that forever. And Richie continued a tradition, taking in homeless cops. So you take off a few letters, cats and cops, it's the same thing. So to all the new recruits, you're on the low pay scale, you need a place to live, come see Captain Urim. All right? You're more than welcome. It's great. It's great to see everybody here. And Pastor Brian started it off with a beautiful prayer today. And we all know Pastor Brian's a huge Cowboy fan, along with Richie Urim. And after this week, that's probably the only 2 times you're going to see him smile, because I doubt they're going to be doing much more wins than this previous Sunday. But the thing is, I almost forgot. I have to give a shout out. Dr. Dominic DiAgostino, a chiropractor in town, gave me $25 to mention his chiropractor business. So in order to get the $25, I got to mention anybody gets hurt on the job, Dr. Dom is willing to give you 50% off his chiropractor office. All right, and with that, please all stay healthy. I wish you all the best of luck. Thank you.
I don't even know how to follow that. I really don't. I just may congratulate everybody so we can go. To the new promotions, Richie, Joe, Jerry, congratulations on your promotion. You guys deserve it. It's a day to celebrate, and I'm confident you guys you'll do your job, with dignity and respect, the Garfield way, and I'm confident in you guys. For our new hirees, me and Tom, we went to the graduation. You guys didn't see us because we ended up leaving after you were called because, Jersey City had about 75 cops they were calling up for graduation. But what we did notice, or at least what I noticed, because it was my first graduation, was that no one smiles up there. And it's good to see everybody smiling and laughing because you guys just sat there, stood still, and it was just so serious. But it was such a great experience for me to be there and witness that. Just like it's a great experience for me to be here to say that, there are 5 new hirees and 3 new promotions. To be in a situation for me to experience that, I'm proud of that. Just like, the city of Garfield's proud of you guys. So I just want to wish everybody, the new hirees and everybody, congratulations. Stay safe today, tomorrow, and forever. And you have earned your right to be called Garfield police officers. Thank you, everybody. At this time, Mr. Dutch.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for being here, for participating this evening. We will dismiss the police department, we will have a short recess, and then the meeting will reconvene. So should you decide to stay to watch the business of the city be conducted, you're certainly welcome. To those of you who are going to celebrate, have a wonderful time. With that, Chief Kovac, dismiss your department.
Department, attention, forward, march.
We're going to convene for a short recess.
Okay, the mayor's called the meeting to order once again. On the roll call to reestablish quorum, Councilmember Aloya, Councilmember Calangelo, Councilmember Aaron Delaney,
Here.
Deputy Mayor Joseph Delaney, Mayor Rigoloso. Mr. Mayor, we have a quorum once again. Should I proceed with the agenda? At this time, is there a motion to approve the reports of the cabinet as presented orally and in writing during the work session held earlier this evening?
So moved.
Motion by Councilmember Aaron Delaney, seconded by Councilmember Aloya. On the roll call, Councilmember Aloya.
Aye.
Councilmember Calangelo.
Aye.
Councilmember Aaron Delaney.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Joseph Delaney.
Aye.
Mayor Rigoloso.
Aye.
Okay, we have 5 ayes. Resolutions, Mr. Mayor?
Yes, please.
Okay, Mr. Mayor, members of the City Council, resolutions number 267, including, not quite, 277 have sufficient signatures of all the council members present. So if there are no objections, I would take one roll call vote on those resolutions.
267 to what, where, Joe?
267 to 277.
277, thank you.
Okay, you took my pen.
Well.
I can hard to take the vote. On the roll call, Councilmember Aloya.
Aye.
Councilmember Calangelo.
Aye.
Councilmember Aaron Delaney.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Joseph Delaney.
Aye.
Mayor Rigoloso.
Aye.
Okay, we have 5 ayes on all those resolutions. We have a resolution authorizing the application and acceptance of a $100,000 grant from the New Jersey Economic Development Authority, NJEDA, Opportunity Zone Challenge Program. The resolution is signed by council members Joseph Delaney, Aaron Delaney, and Rigoloso. On the roll call, Councilmember Aloya.
Now, the essence of the grant, if I could just have an explanation?
I am really not sure.
Did Tom leave?
Neither was I.
Yeah.
Mayor?
This is a grant that we received that goes into our opportunity zone that part of Garfield is. And part of it is in the opportunity zone. It's for advertising and getting the program up and running. So that was what the grant was for.
Is it, this is the program on Passaic Street?
The whole.
Or anywhere?
Yeah, anywhere in the opportunity zone.
Okay, who's gonna manage the grant?
There's a
Is it Millennium Strategies?
Yeah.
is it? Millennium Strategies, I think, was the one who requested that, right?
yeah.
Yes. I think
So our
practically the
grants
entire
person.
city of Garfield is in an opportunity zone.
Okay.
Well, more like,
Well, there are
yeah.
sections of town that are not, but it's
It's
very
not the whole.
few.
It's not the whole city of Garfield.
Okay.
No.
Who
Okay.
is Millennium Strategies?
They're a grant writer.
That's our grant people.
Okay.
Proceed with the roll call.
Please.
Councilmember Aloya.
Aye.
Councilmember Calangelo.
Aye.
Councilmember Aaron Delaney.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Joseph Delaney.
Aye.
Mayor Rigoloso.
Aye.
Okay, we have 5 ayes. The balance of the resolutions have 5 signatures on them, so if there's no objection, I will take one roll call vote on all the resolutions, which are numbers 279, 2 and including number 283. On the roll call, Councilmember Aloya.
Aye.
Councilmember Calangelo.
Aye.
Councilmember Aaron Delaney.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Joseph Delaney.
Aye.
Mayor Rigoloso.
Aye.
Okay, we have 5 ayes. Proceed with bills
Bills
and
and claims, please.
Okay, resolved by the City Council of the City of Garfield that the following bill number 2196 covering trust other fund totaling $63,458.45 and the current fund reserve totaling $1,083.50 and the current fund totaling $2,547,069.80, and the water fund totaling $61,169.05, and the general capital fund totaling $110,968.11, and the water capital fund totaling $18,988.50 per attached computer list, be ordered paid, and the proper officers are hereby authorized to issue checks for same, provided that there are funds in the respective appropriations. Be it further resolved that the action of the mayor, city clerk, and city treasurer in issuing checks and payment on the ratification list, which includes 21 items prior to the meeting, be ratified. Bills and claims resolution is offered by the entire city council. On the roll call, Councilmember Aloya.
Aye.
Councilmember Calendrillo.
Aye.
Councilmember Arundellini.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Joseph Delaney.
Aye.
Mayor Rigoloso.
Aye.
Okay, we have 5 ayes. Bills and claims are approved. Proceed with ordinances, Mr.
Please.
Mayor. Okay, the following entitled ordinance was introduced at a meeting held on August 27th, 2019. It was duly published. Copies were posted on the bulletin boards at City Hall. Copies were made available to the general public, and having complied with the law, this ordinance was not read in full, and the city council can now proceed with the public hearing and final passage. Capital ordinance of the city of Garfield in the county of Bergen, New Jersey, authorizing the replacement of water meters, Phase 1, in, by, and for the water utility of the city, appropriating thereafter the sum of $1,200,000, and providing that such sum so appropriated shall be raised from water utility capital surplus of the city. We need a public.
Yep. On this ordinance and this ordinance only, if anybody would like to come up and speak, please come on up. I see no hands. Sure.
Okay, on second reading, final adoption, Councilmember Aloya,
No.
Councilmember Calendrillo,
Yes.
Councilmember Arundellini,
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Joseph Delaney,
Aye.
Mayor Rigoloso.
Aye.
Okay, we have 4 ayes, 1 nay. The ordinance is adopted. And finally, for introduction, we have an ordinance to amend Chapter 226 of the City Code of the City of Garfield entitled Parking, specifically adding Chapter 226-36 entitled Ineligible Multi-Unit Properties. This ordinance is introduced by council members Aaron Delaney, Joseph Delaney, and Rigoloso. On the roll call,
Could
Councilman.
we have that ordinance read in its?
Sure. Whereas the governing body of Garfield believes that it is in the best interest of the city of Garfield to amend Chapter 226 of the City Code of the City of Garfield, be it ordained by the mayor and city council of Garfield, County of Bergen, State of New Jersey, as follows. Section 1, Chapter 226 of the City Code of the City of Garfield entitled Parking is hereby amended as by adding Chapter 226-36 entitled Ineligible Multi-Unit Properties. Chapter 226-36 Ineligible Multi-Unit Properties. Residents of multi-unit properties consisting of 5 or more rental or condominium units and approved for construction after January 1st, 2020 shall not be eligible for resident parking permits issued under Chapter 226. Section 2, all ordinances of the City of Garfield which are inconsistent with the provisions of this ordinance are hereby repealed to the extent of such inconsistency. Section 3, if any section, subsection, clause, or phrase of this ordinance is for any reason held to be unconstitutional or invalid by any court of competent jurisdiction, such decision shall not affect the remaining portion of this ordinance. Section 4, all other provisions of Chapter 226 of the Code of the City of Garfield are not further amended and remain in full force and effect. The ordinance shall take effect immediately upon final passage.
Okay. So basically, in short, and correct me if I'm wrong, it's that if you're a property owner, like, I guess Signature Place, we use Signature Place as an example, they can't get permits.
If you get, no, they could. If you get approved, it's for new development.
New development, yeah, okay.
New development that has 4 or 5 or more units that's approved after the passage of 2020, January 1, that those residents are not eligible for parking permits.
Okay.
On that, I have a question. So this new development on Passaic Street, it will be grandfathered in.
Why is that?
Well, because as long as they have an approval,
I don't know that there's an approval.
well, it's now September. We've been told that they have to move things to take advantage of the opportunity zone.
So can we make it sooner?
So basically what you're saying is they're gonna be grandfathered in, unless they don't get approvals. But that's the basis of this whole thing. That's gonna be the biggest problem.
Can we make it sooner than January 1st? So then let's do that.
So we can amend it.
I have no problem with it including the Passaic Street redevelopment. That was the whole idea behind me suggesting this ordinance.
So the people on the Passaic Street redevelopment, they are not allowed to get permits. They have to
Correct.
park in
That
front
was
of
the whole
garage.
point that I had.
Yes,
Well,
I
and
understand.
any other development.
And any other
Exactly.
development afterwards.
5 or
They're
more.
gonna have to provide for the parking where the people are gonna understand that they're not gonna be able to get eligible.
Park on our public streets, correct.
That's fine.
So make it sooner
What
than
date?
January
Well,
1st.
it's up to the council to propose a date.
What's the date they have it on now? January 2020?
October 1st.
Well, you
Do
got a
we-
second reading when?
Would be
Oh, true.
September 24th.
Yeah, October 1st.
So you can change that.
You could amend it to October 1st.
Change it to October. Well, it hasn't been introduced yet, so we could change it right now.
Yeah.
Just so for the record, I'm not gonna support it either way, but I'll put my comments on it. Well, sure, that's my privilege.
It is.
I don't think it's funny. I think this is serious stuff. But laugh if you may.
October 1st?
October 1st. So those residents have to park in their spot or they pay? All right.
Proceed with the,
Proceed.
okay. On the roll call, Councilmember Aloya.
No.
Calandrillo, Councilmember Calandrillo, I'm sorry.
That's okay, Drew. Basically, I don't think this is the solution. I think the solution is to make sure that there's enough parking when these projects or applications come in front of the zoning, the planning, or the redevelopment authority. That's how you solve the problem, is decrease the density and make sure that the parking matches what's needed to be. So I think this is just a shot in the dark, and it's not going to be successful. It's going to just raise other concerns and cause other problems. So I'm voting no on this.
Councilmember Arundellini.
Yes, as I had just briefly said, I had asked sorry, I keep doing that. Bob, our city attorney, to look into an ordinance that would address a lot of our residents' concerns with redevelopment that the city has been exploring. Because a lot of the concerns that I hear is in regards to adequate parking. Concerns about parking on Spencer Place or other surrounding streets. So I had sat on it for a little bit and I had asked him to look into something like this to ensure that they would not be able to take away parking spots from the residents, in those homes or in that area, because it would not be fair to them. So thank you, Bob, for doing this. I understand that people have concerns about adequate parking spots within the units, within that structure itself. And just for example, I had pulled out, I had asked for numbers in regards to the new Meridia building, because I know people have said that, they don't have enough spots, et cetera, et cetera. So they have 55 two-bedroom units within those two buildings. 23 of those units use 2 spots, and 5 of those two-bedroom units use 1 spot, bringing us to a total of 51 spots being used, which is under the 55 two-bedroom units. Out of the 21 one-bedroom units, 9 use 1 spot and 1 uses 2 spot. That brings us to 11, 10 under the 21 units in that building. And they are paid for them. They know this coming in, and the people that would potentially move into new units would know that they can't park on our city streets now with this new ordinance. So, thank you for the support. Again, I vote aye.
Deputy Mayor Joseph Delaney.
I'd like to congratulate Councilwoman Delaney. We come up here and we listen to people's concerns when we do something, and we try to address it. That's all she tried to do, was try to address the parking situation where a lot of people came to the meetings and complained about it. So it's just trying to do what people up here like yourselves come and ask us to do. So it's a good thing. And hopefully it works. If it doesn't work, or we can't do whatever, then we will rescind the ordinance. But right now, it's a step in the right direction. It's a step saying that, yeah, we listen to everybody that does come up to the microphone, and we try to help out. I vote aye.
Mayor Rigoloso.
Yes, we're always looking for solutions. We hear everybody complaining about Passaic Street's parking, and it's tough to park on there. And one of the concerns was, what happens if they don't want to park in their spot, and then they're parking on the street, they're taking a residence? This is a solution. So, Councilwoman, she came up with the solution. I think it's a good solution. It's a solution in the right direction. It's what we're doing. We're trying to find ways to ease the parking on Passaic Street. And this is one of the ways, and we're going to continue to look into other ways of easing the parking on Passaic Street. I vote aye.
Okay, we have 3 ayes, 2 nays. The ordinance passes on first reading. And that concludes our written items for voting at this time. Mr. Mayor, members of the City Council.
Sure. At this time, I open it up to taxpayer and residents. Anybody like to come up and speak? Please come up and speak. Mr. Devine. I got a gift from you. Yes, I wanted to bring it in because I knew you didn't like bells.
It shakes me up at Divine 159 Market. I hope you enjoy it.
I did enjoy the laugh and everything like that. I appreciate that.
All in good fun.
Yes, I know. Please.
I just want to compliment a couple city employees. I contacted Mr. Willard Bierwas concerning, actually I had a question about the Newark water issue and asked him what's to prevent us from having problems here, and he explained it to me quite well. And having a background with aquariums, I understand alkalinity and acidity in water, and the alkalinity in our water prevents us from having the lead leaching issue with the lead pipes. Quite a nice gentleman. And Mr. Robert Ritterick, who the property maintenance code enforcement officer, who I contact once in a while. The man is on the money, absolutely. Just sitting outside, I noticed the bulletin board out here. Maybe somebody could add a message to that about actually attending these meetings. Come visit, see what your city's up to, city council meeting. That would probably be a nice little heads up. I did have quite a few things concerning Councilwoman Delaney's phone call. As she indicated last meeting, she was reluctant to expand too much on it due to the fact that Mr. Dutch was not present, and she wanted to consult with him concerning what he may have done. Again, he's not present at this moment, so I really can't go there. As far as Passaic Street goes, and this is not really my baby at all, did anyone ever consider renaming Passaic Street? I mean, the stigma of Passaic Street. You're asking people to move into town, spend $2,000 a month. Now you're telling them they can't park on a street. And in reality, Passaic Street in Garfield doesn't even really hook into Passaic Street in Passaic. It hooks into Wall Street. So it's not a straight run. And I discussed this with friends from Passaic who actually agreed with me 100%. They said, why would somebody spend that money to live on Passaic Street? Don't we have an athlete or an ex-mayor or somebody who's done something right around here? We would rename that street, a veteran, anything. I mean, if I'm coming from out of town, that's a turnoff to me, Passaic Street. I'm not going there. I know some may disagree with that. Mr. Delaney, you mentioned again last meeting that you did not vote to get rid of Cablevision. I sent you an email concerning this. I would not admit that under oath. That was a non-functioning broadcast of a still image 24/7. All you're proving by saying that is that you have Verizon. Because there's no way you would have voted to retain Cablevision if you had Cablevision and had watched that. It was literally a still image 24/7 of no meeting for months at a time. However, you wear it as a badge of honor that you did not vote to get rid of Cablevision. It confounds me that you even admit to it. I know it's late. That's all I got tonight. Thanks.
Thank you. Anyone else? Mr. Dias.
John Dias, 20 Hepworth Place. I was at the redevelopment meeting last night and just a little surprised at the situations with the water meter and how it was kind of presented as, well, we took care of it, everything's fine, done. When I heard about it, I thought this was a pretty big issue. And apparently a lot of people feel it isn't. I feel it is a big issue. This is a big developer, he's been around a long time. How was one meter installed in one building so that person who installed that one meter wasn't told to install it in this other building? So, I mean, all these questions that were not answered, and yet the redevelopment agency unanimously voted for the developer to be the developer of Safe Street. And I thought, gee, maybe someone would question this. When one of the agency members questioned, wow, how did this happen? Why did this happen? Okay, let's wait and see maybe what you'll find out. But that didn't happen. And once again, unanimous vote. That has been happening right along. Mr. Dennis Strand, who's unable to attend, asked me to mention that when the presenter from Meridia presented to the redevelopment agency, he spoke with his back to us, of course, but without a microphone. So we really weren't able to hear a lot of it, and that was a little disappointing. He did have pictures for the agency members, and we asked if we could look at one, and we were not allowed to. Maybe there's probably some reason legally for that. I mean, there were just a few of us, and we said we would look, and we were told not to. People don't come here just to complain, they're making comments. It's not always to complain, it's just making comments and asking questions. Also with this missing meter, it led me to believe, like, gee, are there any other buildings where meters are missing? That's the question I had. I was just sitting there thinking, gee, I wonder if there are any other buildings that don't have a meter. And there's a lot of, when you were talking, discussions in the work session about losing money on water, it just made me think, it can't be that this is an isolated building, only one building in Garfield that doesn't have a water meter. I tend to doubt that. There might be some others out there. I also asked the redevelopment agency if they looked at any reviews of this builder. There's tons of information online. We can't believe everything. There's good reviews, and there are very negative reviews, especially out of the Hackensack building. And like I said, of course, I don't believe everything that's online. The Downbrook development, went back and forth. Maybe 2 out of 5 was the rating. 48% of the people would recommend the development. I mean, there's a lot of reviews, and I just posed that question to the redevelopment agency. If you were having a house built, would you review the builder? And this is a big issue, it's our Garfield, and I just thought maybe someone would be interested in looking at some reviews of this building. It's great to say, oh, he's a great builder. It's wonderful, but I've learned not to believe everything that people say. I'd like to mention something about Cablevision. I think I'm not going to, because it's just been a big joke on us for 1 year, that that's no transparency there, that the subscribers for 1 year have not had access to the meetings. And I guess it's just a big joke on us, on me, anybody who's been mentioning cable. Mr. Dutch at every meeting keeps saying he's going to look into it. It took a whole year, and Aaron, it took you 5 minutes to make a call, but we still don't have cable viewers able to access the public channel, which we're paying for. The agendas on the website are still not on. I don't want them taken off. I don't want the agendas and the minutes taken off. I want them put on. The zoning board has all their minutes and all their agendas posted. So my question, I'm not complaining, I'm not yelling at anyone. My question is, how come the zoning board has all the minutes and agendas, yet planning board and redevelopment has 1 minute, it's on January minutes for the whole year. I don't understand. The minutes get approved at the next meeting. They're online. They're in the email, I would think, the minutes. And how could the minutes and agendas not just be emailed out to I'm asking the question. I'm not angry or being mean about it. I just don't understand why they're not posted. They're just in the email, the minutes and agendas. When I was asking about the attendance for planning board, I wasn't asking for anyone's attendance. I never asked for your attendance, Mr. Delaney. I was at planning board, and 2 months in a row, I heard the question come up. I really never even paid attention to who's present and who's not. I do know who's there or not, but I never thought it was an issue. I really didn't. Until I heard planning board ask, I heard them ask about attendance, and that's all I asked. I wasn't asking for your attendance, no one's attendance. I was asking for, is there some type of regulation or ruling on it? Also the minutes and the agendas, when you mentioned that it's difficult to get them. Aaron, I know in Elmwood Park, none of them were posted. I think I mentioned that to you when you first started there. I said that none of them were posted, but I went on Wallington, I went on Lodi, another town, and they're all posted. Not that I care to look at theirs, I want it to be for Garfield. But I opened the minutes and the agendas, and I got them within 24 hours. I got all the minutes and the agendas for planning board redevelopment within Mr. Biblick sent it within a day. So why they're not on the website?
Good point.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else like to come up and speak? Please, James.
James Farias. I'm speaking in behalf of,
James, your address, please.
excuse me,
Your address, please.
58 Somerset Street.
Thank you.
I'm speaking in the behalf of the people that could not make it here tonight. A lot of them want to know why they couldn't vote, whether they wanted 4 stories, 5 stories, or 6 stories. A lot of the people on those side streets do not want that for their backyard or front yard or side yard view. And we're in favor of basically having the project go forward, but we don't want the 6 stories. We don't want this to become another Hoboken or New York City. And yes, I feel that Passaic Street should no longer be called Passaic Street. It should be called Wall Street. Change the name, but make this a garden. I like your ideas, Aaron, on changing things and making this a garden. To go forward and make it a beautiful, Garfield could be a beautiful place to live. But I think 6 stories is just too much. It's just too high. A lot of the new people that are here, that are renovating their homes now, they've gutted out their homes, they've renovated. They're not happy with this. They can't be here to fight. They have kids. They've got families. They both have to work. One has to stay home with the kids, the other one has to go to work. I do a lot of the landscaping in Garfield. We can make this a garden. And we don't need 6 stories. we can go with the 4 stories up and down Passaic Street if you want, but I don't know why you can't really look into this and change things. It's not too late. I think it's a mistake. I think it's going to hurt us in the long run. I wish you'd reconsider. I'm talking from the bottom of my heart and for the rest of the people that feel the same way I do on this issue. Thank you.
Thank you, James. Anyone else would like to come up and speak? I see no hands. I'm going to open up to council comments. Councilman Eloy, please.
Wall Street sounds like a very good idea. That, well, I think would change the perception of a location. Sometimes a name changes everything. So I have to recognize that as being something that's meaningful. With regard to the minutes, they should be posted as soon as it's available. It doesn't even have to be memorialized issues. As we do with ordinances, they have a date on them, when it was introduced, when it was accepted. So at least you know to come and discuss what has been introduced. So memorialization is not even an issue. It should be posted. With regard to the development, I'm having a problem with the parking ordinance because in my mind, I'm looking at a couple, 2 people move into an apartment. It's a 1-bedroom, 2 people could sleep there, and they both change their driver's licenses to be that place. They both change their voter registration to be that place, and then only one is a resident. What's the other? I think that we should have told the developer, don't do 1 lot, do 2 lots. Do 2 spaces per apartment. Put in some greenery. Do things that make an enhancement, not just have a box structure. So that's what we do when we sit down with people that are doing development. We ask them for the aesthetics. We ask them for the density, not to minimize the density, but to utilize the density to enhance the neighborhood. You've got to admit, Passaic Street is a tight street. Anything that you put on Passaic Street without there being a municipal parking lot made available is going to be compromised. And the last part is that I think any developer who looks at an ordinance that says their residents in their building are not considered residents of the town and therefore have to pay $5 a night to be on the street, which our parking ordinance only would give them 30 days anyhow. And 30 days, it stops taking your $5 because the concept behind it is, well, why are you paying $5? Who are you? Why are you, are you a resident of our community? Have you come in to check? Are you just being lazy? Could you come in and show us your registration and then you don't have to pay at all? Or is it an illegal apartment? I think you just create a whole nother level of bureaucracy that would just be compromised. But people are calling in now saying, hey, I've been paying my $5. How come the computer is boxing me out after 30 or 60 days? Well, it's designed to say, who are you? Why are you doing this? It's none of our business who you are or where you reside, but the concept is, are you residing in an illegal residency? Are you living in somebody's attic or basement, which is an unsafe place to reside? Those are the key things and key factors that we need to have people understand. This is why we have certain rules in play. To circumvent the rule completely and just say, well, pay $5 forever because we've built a building that doesn't have enough parking, and I'm not sure that that's the solution. So, thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Councilman. Councilman Calangelo.
Yes, I just want to go back and straighten a few things out from the last meeting. I asked the city clerk about this so-called resolution to get rid of Cablevision. And I believe, Drew, you just sent the same answer that you sent back in June 14th. In answer to your question, I do not know of any resolution to get rid of Cablevision. All right, so that's from the clerk. It does go on to state that there is an attached resolution adopted by the city to award a contract to film for Fierza Strategy Group to video Garfield council meetings. So officially from the clerk, this resolution that keeps being stated by the deputy mayor, there was no vote to get rid of Cablevision. It was also said that why didn't I take time to go talk to the school board? And I really welcome the effort by our Councilwoman Delaney. But the bottom line is 5 minutes didn't really solve anything. We brought back the fact that we own the feed. It was stated many times, we own the feed. We know that. We know we own the feed. And to micromanage something like this and to interfere, this was the assignment of Mr. Dutch. He assigned it to Drew. Then the mayor at some point told him, remove yourself from it. So why would I go to the school board when they don't even want to film their own meetings and broadcast their own meetings? And plus, I brought this up when they came to us for the budget. I brought this up. I put it on the table with all of them there. Ms. Shiaka, Mr. Cosmano, board members there. Bottom line is, they ain't going to move on it. They're not going to move on it. So why would I do something like that? I think I would have to have my head examined to try to get that done because they're just not going to move. I went to the chair, the president of the board. I went to members. Bottom line is, the mayor nixed it, and that's the way it's going to go down. But at the end of the day, people that have cable vision, you're still getting the short end of the stick, and you're not getting what you pay for. You're not getting what you pay for. As far as earlier today, we had a lot of students from the high school come here and ask us to move on a field. But what needs to be said, there has to be a lot more dialogue, a lot more facts, a lot more solutions, because this is an $8 million bond. They want the city to bond $4 million. They want to, and on our dime, because basically we're responsible for it, even though they're going to use the county bond rating, we're responsible for their $4 million. Last time I checked, they're always coming up short when the budget's voted down and they can't make ends meet. So there's a lot more dialogue, a lot more questions to be answered and discussions to be had. I do appreciate the athletes that did come up here, the petition they issued or gave to the city council. But we have to look at the big picture, taxes. And I'm not saying what I'm thinking at this point, but I have a lot more questions to be answered. Also, it was said that we kind of cry because I'm not on the planning board. I'm not crying I'm not on the planning board. All I did was state that if we're going to have and vote a council person on, that you need to make the meetings. And I brought to the fact that Ms. Delaney missed 5 out of 6 meetings, 5 consecutive. There were March, April, May, June, and July. And that's all I'm asking. If I don't serve on the planning board, Joe, it means nothing to me. But just for the record, you said that you sat here and never were offered anything. You were offered back in 2008 to go on the planning board, and you declined. So that's just to get the record straight, so we're not telling lies up here and telling the truth. We had a situation over this last week. I sent an email to Mr. Dutch about a water meter. And the water meter is on this 54-unit Meridia redevelopment project. And the meter did not exist. All right, so the CO was given back December of 2018. Here we are, September of 2019. There was no meter. What happens when there's no meter? That means there's no water bills, no sewer bills. So the first building was done correctly. First, they did everything perfectly on the first building. Second building, due to error in our own department and due to the fact that the developer never, I guess they're saying they never noticed it, or whatever their excuse, I'm not going to answer for them. But the bottom line is, if you want to do business with the city of Garfield, and when you become a developer, you partner with the city of Garfield. It's a responsibility to make sure your building has a meter. So finally, it's done now in September. I got this information, I just merely asked a question, but it was $1 million question. And it's 54 units of unmetered water from January. Tom does have a solution to try to back bill and get the money from the developer. But we still have issues with this developer, and it's about a flood or a broken line on the property that the engineer's going back and forth with. But what is upsetting is that last night's redevelopment meeting, they make the same guy, the developer, conditional developer, for Passaic Street. Now, whether or not that's gonna, how that's gonna work out, that's gonna be in the future. But I would have thought that until you make anyone a developer, you must have at least things done properly on past development. So I'm a little upset about that. I think the timing is bad. I think they should have waited till at least they settle with the city, with the engineer. I think they should have waited until everything is, all monies are brought to the table, and it was said to me, Mr. Calandrillo, the last time you brought up water, you got sued. I never got sued. I never got sued. So on water. So that's not the case. I'm only stating facts, and my question is, how does it happen? How does an error like this happen? And it's your money, not mine. Well, actually, it's all our money on water. So with that being said, talked about the cable, talked about, tomorrow is 9/11. And I'll never forget the day. I was mayor for approximately a year, and it was one of the most significant times that I'll ever remember in my lifetime. It was tragic. I still, if I'm home, I try to watch the ceremony that's always performed, the lives, the names of those victims who had died. Now you see the children who were infants now grown up, and it's a tragic time in our life, something that I'll never forget. And fortunately, we had no one that died from Garfield that we know of in that fatal incident. And it kind of makes you reevaluate life, and it kind of makes you really realize that life is a gift. So to all those people who did pass, and to the families, my condolences, and it's something that we all have to remember. And with that being said, thank you for your time.
Thank you, Councilman. Councilwoman.
Thank you, Mayor. First, I just want to thank Mr. Devine. He and I had a conversation prior to the start of the meeting, but yet again had a wonderful suggestion in regards to recycling here in Garfield. So as always, thank you for your suggestions, and to anyone in the audience that has as well in the past, and any other residents, I'm always willing to hear. And also, it's nice when people commend our personnel and staff here in the city, because they work hard and they deserve the acknowledgement. So that's very much appreciated. In regards to the field conversation that we had in our work session where the students came, it was so nice and refreshing to see them want to get involved in our community. And I just want to put it out there. I, without a doubt, think that there needs to be more dialogue in regard to this project involving our auditor, our CFO, our city manager, whether it's all the council or committee. Without a doubt, I agree on that. Because it is a big project, but as I said earlier, is something that I'd like to support. Let's see. Joan, I agree with you with the agendas and minutes again. I didn't realize that you had Oprah'd them and gotten them from our city clerk's office. And if they're there, the work was done, they should have been posted right away. We now have this Alpha Dog website, and I'm gonna ask within the week that the clerk's office send it to them and get them posted if it's something that we just had for an Oprah request. It's not that hard. So Drew, if you can ensure that happens within the week, because it has been mentioned on numerous occasions. I remember speaking last year at planning board meetings about it. And again, Elm Park didn't have them. I made sure it's something that I wanted to do. And now for this year, as soon as I got them, they went up. So I want to make sure that we follow that protocol. And no offense taken in regards to the attendance records. I mean, I'm an elected official, I'm appointed to the board. I should be put under that scrutiny. It is something that I do take serious. Unfortunately, I did have conflicts. I will say the April meeting, not that it's any better, but I was about 10 minutes late and the meeting was already over. But with that being said, I understand the concern with the attendance records. Actually, when I first started attending the planning, when I was first appointed to the planning board, I noticed that there was a member that didn't make a meeting, and I could be wrong, but I believe it was in over a year. And I was the one that asked for the bylaws, and because that person for over a year had no input or involvement in the planning board, had suggested that they look into replacing that person. But as I mentioned, this is as far as I know, I have one more year left on this term, a little bit over than that. Unfortunately, I couldn't make the last few meetings, but I do take it seriously and I do plan on attending the rest throughout the year. Sorry, I have my notes that are written all over the place this evening. So the water meter topic and the topic with the developer and the water leak. So I had asked, the engineer had stated that the water leak in question amounted to about $14,000, Kevin?
I thought you said
With Walnut?
92?
No, it's $9,400.
9400.
For the repair.
Okay, so a little under $10,000. And there was some concern as to who was responsible for it, PSE&G or the developer. And if they push back on I really don't think they're going to push back and not pay the $10,000, considering that we're holding their performance bond of $1,098,000 until they pay the $10,000. That's the whole purpose of a performance bond. So I have full faith that they will do that. And the water meter situation, it is a big issue and it is concerning to us as elected officials. We had some personnel here this evening that, admitted the mistake, and there's going to be a course of action for the future. And, they said that they never experienced issues like Signature Place and Meridia, these big buildings. So this is very unfortunate, but I have full faith that it will be rectified. And I don't blame the developer. It's our responsibility. And I think that our city manager gave a great explanation on that this evening. Just very briefly, I wanted to mention on our resolutions, what really stood out to me, and I've been trying to do this at the last few meetings, picking out some resolutions that stand out a little bit more than the rest. And there was a gardening grant regarding individuals with disabilities and getting them involved in the community. And it's a $20,000 grant. And with that, we have to match 20%, which is $4,000. So kudos to the city for pursuing that. And congratulations to those individuals on resolutions 267 through 270. We have a lot of honorees coming up for different events, our Hispanic Alliance Gala, the PBI dinner, Greater Bergen, of which our mayor will be honored. And then also kudos to the summer counselor, Jamie Van Allen, for saving someone's life. I mean, there's nothing better than that. And then also to the two people that got appointed to committees. And I personally wanted to thank Ro Robato, who I believe gave everyone up here on the council a phone call because she takes pride in that position and thanked us for our support with that. And it's really nice when someone makes that personal touch. And I too, like Mr. Calandrillo, would like to acknowledge 9/11 tomorrow and remember all those fallen heroes. And also mention that on September 21st, our very own YMCA is having their Chalk for a Cure event. With that being said, that's all I have this evening, Mayor.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Deputy Mayor.
Yeah, with regards to the redevelopment meeting last night, Tom Dutch, before the redevelopment board voted to adopt the conditional developer for State Street, he did explain everything with regards to the water meter. But you see what it is? Of course, before the meeting, a lot of emails were shot out to him from certain residents in the city saying, it's a problem with the water meter. And we even got the feeling like we were told that it was like a cover-up. And that's the problem here. Right away, it's a cover-up because this developer is doing that. We were told tonight that it happened on Signature Place too. So it's just a perception that certain people give up here, like it being a cover-up, when it was just a simple mistake on both the city, well, mostly the city. I mean, it's our job. We give them the CO. It's our job to make sure everything's in place. You know, so that's how it was last night. As far as the water meter being a cover-up, that's, you know, hearsay. I apologize, Ms. Colangelo, if I said, but I was told that your family was sued with regards to a water meter on Midland Ave, and the same perception happened there too. You know, we up here, we just can't come up and say that this one's, you know, stealing water, this one's not paying for water. We can't do that. We got to be responsible for what we say up here. And to put out the perception like something illegally is being done, I mean, like that, it's not right. You know, we got to be careful. It was a simple mistake. You know, I read the emails that were sent out, and, you know, I don't know where some people get their information, but it's not right. It's just not right. With regards to the Cablevision, the Cablevision, it wasn't working great at the time, I agree, but it could have been improved. And even though the resolution that Drew read, or Councilman Colangelo read, did not say we're getting rid of Cablevision, it did say that we were hiring somebody else. So in other words, if we put on a resolution tonight saying we're hiring Negley Engineering, that means that Boswell's out. You know, so when we vote on a resolution, just because it doesn't say a certain thing, it does mean certain things. You know, and that we realize that when we vote on a resolution. Just because that resolution don't say that we're getting rid of Boswell, if we hired somebody else, I hate to use you as an example, Kev, but I mean, you know, it's just that's what it states. You know, plain and simple. And Ms. Colangelo, you said you appointed me to the planning board, 2008. Drew, if you could please get me the planning board appointment letter.
No, I said you were asked.
Could you, Drew, could you get me, the mayor appoints the planning board members. So if you could, please get me the planning board appointment letter that Mr. Colangelo said he.
He's twisting the story already. I said he was asked to serve on the planning board.
I don't recall. If I seen a letter appointing me, then I would agree to that. But
Joe,
for her
you never
saying-
wanted the appointment, so
And
that's
then
why the appointment
with-
never came.
with regards
But you were
to-
offered to serve on the planning
Continue on,
board.
we'll continue
Give me
on.
the letter, Drew. Get me the letter. Our next council meeting, we are going to honor the Little League champs, I believe, Drew.
Yes, sir.
All right, so if you could get in contact, since we're honoring the Little League champs, who we also get in touch with the girls softball and see if they'd like to be honored that night also.
Okay.
Karen D'Amato. And also the young individual, Jamie Van, yeah, who saved the person's lives. I'd like to have him actually come up to a meeting too, if possible. We did pass the resolution
Right,
too.
sure. Yes,
tonight,
absolutely.
so-
Yes.
All right, with that.
The girls softball, who did you say was?
Well, we're on, you already spoke to the Little League, correct?
Yeah, yes, we did.
Okay,
softball,
girls
Karen
softball.
That's, yeah, Karen, okay.
All right, and yeah, remember 9/11, and it's just fitting that we did honor our police officers tonight. Also, big night Friday, we have our concert in the park, I believe. Am I right, Mayor?
Yes.
Concert in the park, 20th Century. It's another great event that the city's throwing. I love all these events, community events that we're doing, and it's a good thing. With that, good night.
Thank you. Thank you, Deputy Mayor. Okay, I'm gonna try to be brief. You know, just with the water meter, I'm gonna keep it, I think both sides were at fault, but it was just missed. You know, the reputation of our department heads, the reputation of our developer, they're at stake. I don't think there was, you know, intention to do it. It was just missed, but it's being rectified. It's been rectified, so we're moving on from that. With Jamie Van Allen, he was a counselor at the rec center, and just so you know why we're going to honor him, a boy was choking. There was something lodged in his throat. He performed the Heimlich removal.
it a boy?
What's that?
Was it a boy? Because
Yeah.
the resolution says a girl.
Oh, girl. I'm sorry, girl.
Okay, I just want to make sure we got it right.
And it became dislodged and everything like that. But you know, he actually went to the class to be a counselor to learn that maneuver, and thank God he knew it, and thank God he was there to help that young lady. It was a pretty good day today. We had a lot of students out to talk about the field and everything like that. It's good to hear them. It's good to hear their opinions. They are our future. And, we hope we can move this field along, and I believe there is a lot of dialogue that needs to take place before anything happens, and I'd like to see a committee put together to elicit this dialogue. And Frank, you mentioned that, you're not part of a committee. So if you want to be part of this committee, if I could put a committee together to talk about this, if you want to be part of that, you're more than welcome to be part of it. I'll talk to Mr. Kuzman, the BA, and the superintendent as we can continue this dialogue if you want to be on it.
I'll let you know tomorrow.
Okay, thank you. With that being said, yesterday, tomorrow is 9/11, and you really don't appreciate life until you realize how short it is, and it's a sad thing. But just think about this: soon, there's going to be a graduating class, and I don't think there'll be a kid around that has been around when 9/11 happened. To some of these kids, like to my middle school kids, this is like, like World War I, World War II. You don't understand what went on. So in our school, we'll have a moment of silence. We'll do something for our students so they can understand it, because they need to know. This is the Pearl Harbor to them. And I wasn't around when Pearl Harbor happened, and it was through history. And soon this graduating class, unless you've been a student who's been retained a couple of times, there won't be many students around after that. And it's a shame. So, a lot of people passed away, and it changed the future of the United States, and how we look at things, how we think about things, and how we see things. And it's unfortunate that it happened, because I thought things were pretty good back then, but just the way things are now, that you're always concerned about watching over your shoulder. If you see something, say something. We never had to think about that, and it's a shame that we have to have our little kids think about that and worry about it. And I just pray to the families that lost someone at 9/11 that they find faith, and hopefully everything gets better for them as they move on with their lives. With that said, meeting adjourned.
Make a motion, second.
Okay, got it.
Got it.